What is up? It's the Figure Hunter, and today we're going to talk about the supplements and vitamins and things like that I take on a regular basis because I am curious what other people take. I'm curious, as I sort of did a deep dive recently, and what do I take, and what do I think the value is, and how much do I spend on all these different components, and is it worth it when I add it all up? I really got serious about some of the things I was taking and not ever taking them again, or how much I was paying for one thing and just not ever paying that higher price for it again. And really trying to be more conscientious about what I take. But it also just made me ask the question, as I asked other friends that do training and they follow certain science-backed things, what do they think? What do they take? What helps their training? What helps their recovery? What helps all different facets of their sort of wellness and life as well as fitness? And so I am really excited to share what I take, but also to ask the question, what do you take? What do you find helpful? I am 51 years old. I work out pretty hard, and I'll do a separate video just on that, just as a sort of discussion item as well. I really, battle inflammation in joints because I push myself pretty hard in a lot of different ways. And so some of these things relate to that, but I'm just curious what the rest of the sort of fitness population takes, because I do believe there are some things that are based on science and have real value. And then there's a lot of BS out there that's pushed by influencers and things like that that maybe make at best 0.001 benefit. Do you stir your hydration packet with a metal spoon or a wooden spoon, and would that draw away some value from? No. And it's just really interesting to think about all these things. So we're going to talk about today is what I take on a regular basis and why I take it and how I've adjusted and what I see differently. And so with that, we're just going to dive in. I've got a cheat sheet just to make sure. So I'm going to talk about the pre-workout I take, because I do feel like there's some components to that that are valuable, and I'll tell you why I take it. I'm going to talk about the vitamins I take on a regular basis, and then I'm going to talk about what I do after a workout, or just sort of supplementing my nutrition from a protein standpoint and from an ancillary standpoint. So with that, let's dive in. So what do I take in a pre-workout? Now, I intermittent fast 3 times a week for about 20 hours roughly for the fast. So that doesn't cover and cross the path of my workout. I typically will eat after my workout. And so I don't want any pre-workout messing that up. And part of that intermittent fast is taking salt packets. So I used to take, I never have taken an Element flavored packet. So Element recently came out as having maltodextrin hidden in their ingredients, which is horrific for fasting because it just basically breaks your fast. So all this time, thankfully, I wasn't taking it because I felt like it would have had that effect. I felt like it had some effect. So what I take in a pre-workout, typically if I'm on an intermittent fast, I will take beta-alanine because I feel like that's a good essential ingredient. And maybe I should put all these here. So beta-alanine, I'll typically take it in powder form. This is just what I have because I just got my supply. I'll take a caffeine pill because I think caffeine sort of fundamentally, whatever's going to push you to push yourself is going to make the most of that workout in your time there. And then typically I'll take a salt packet. Now these are the new salt packets from Salt Tea. These are the clean slate, so they don't have any flavors, so they don't have any kind of disruption, whether, they say stevia leaf doesn't break fast, but I don't trust it. So I was taking this stuff, this Legion Pulse, and the way I was doing it was one scoop of stem-free and 1 scoop of stem. So these are the separate. So these things are crazy expensive, and so I just decided I'm not doing anything fancy. I looked these up because they're stevia leaf instead of sucralose, and that's better for your glucose and, processing. So when I look at my pre-workout, the intermittent fasting days, the salt packets are a little more expensive at $1 a packet, and the caffeine pills are basically 7 cents a day, and the beta-alanine is 15 cents. So the cost of that is about $1.22 on the intermittent fasting days. The other thing I was going to say is that I have found Venture Pal. These are the salt packets that I've replaced Element with, because you can get them for like $17 for 30. It's basically a copy, so it's going to have probably maltodextrin, but these are 56 cents a day, so it's way cheaper than Element and way cheaper than anything else you're going to get. So this is what I take on an eating day along with a pre-workout. So regular sort of caffeinated pre-workout with a Venture Pal salt stick, because with my workout schedule, with how much I sweat, that sort of thing, I get cramps, and so I have to have hydration packets. So what do I take? So that's the cost of like $1.16 a day. So the cheaper hydration packet, Venture Pal on Amazon, and then just the pre-workout, which the pre-workout I found is now going to be Pre-X. I'm just going to take 2/3 of a scoop because I don't want that much caffeine, and that'll be 60 cents a day. So the total cost is going to be $1.16 on the days that I'm not fasting. What do you take for pre-workout? That's the question I want to know. What do you take if you're intermittent fasting pre-workout? Because I don't want anything. I don't want any flavors. I don't want anything, because I don't want anything, because why waste your time if you're going to mess up your intermittent fast? But I want the energy boost or the caffeine. I just take salt, beta-alanine, and caffeine, and I feel like if I was going to be boiling down my pre-workouts, I could just live on that. So now I take multivitamin. Now I typically take multivitamin. I put them in these little canisters because this is how I do things, and I do it at night because I just sort of do it after I've had food, and I don't eat 3 days a week. So the first thing I take is a simple multivitamin, just ghetto, like plain Centrum Men over 50. The second thing I take, which is super important to me, is glucosamine. I like this one because it has glucosamine, conanundrin, and turmeric, and whatever MSM is. That one's probably one of the most expensive. Third thing I take is omega-3. I like this because it's affordable, and you just have one pill. Take one soft gel for a dose. I don't have any idea what the actual dosage should be. Sorry, I have a puppy. And then a big thing is magnesium's like really popular right now, but there's like 500 different kinds of magnesium. If you take magnesium, what do you take? What kind? So this is magnesium glycinate, which is the de-stressing, sort of relaxation, muscle relaxation. I think it helps with digestion. I take a Super B complex. I got to look into why I take this. I knew it a while back. They cost like 7 cents a pill, so I still take it. And then one thing I heard about, which I bought because it was affordable, is this trimethylglycine. I don't take this as a consistency thing. So those are the things I take. I take a multivitamin, glucosamine with turmeric, omega-3, magnesium, and I have looked into needing to potentially take on the magnesium side. Should I take the magnesium? It's got a funny name to it, L-threonate, and that's more for brain, neuro function, and then the Super B complex. So those are the things I take on the, I take it at night. Maybe there's a benefit to taking it at a different time of day, but that's when I take it. Curious what you take on a regular basis for vitamins, for health and wellness, what you find. Like on a pre-workout, should I be taking beetroot? Beetroot's supposed to be good for opening up blood vessels. Is it worth it? And again, we're going to talk about cost. Now, on the vitamin side, the total cost, the most expensive is glucosamine, conanundrin, turmeric, 83 cents a day. And then behind that would be the magnesium. Those are really, really good. The total cost for all my vitamins is $2 a day. And I just think, I don't know. I feel it might just be going multivitamin. The multivitamin is 7 cents a day. I might blow some of this out because I just think I don't know, like glucosamine. Glucosamine. I have a lot of joint issues, so I feel like that's valuable. I feel like I noticed a difference. So that's what I take in the vitamins. Curious on your thoughts, and I don't buy anything fancy because I don't want to waste time. I just, it all adds up. It all adds up. It's all expensive. You buy some fancy thing, it adds up. It's expensive. Even if it means you can't trust it, what does that mean? And then post-workout and sort of in the morning. So I have been trying to sift out whey from my diet to see if that's causing inflammation. It's a pain in the butt, and it is I'm currently, just for fun, just for this 3-week pure test, I'm taking bone broth protein, pure paleo. This is like $800 billion. It is stupid. I got it and I was like, this is stupid. I feel like I need something to just get a little protein in. On the whole, I only take one serving of protein, like 30 grams or less of protein from an outside source. That's all I do a day. It's just 30 grams or less. It depends on, what I'm going to. So in general, this big bulk buy, this has 140 per scoop and 25 grams. So I'm going to just have half a scoop twice a day typically. So that's how I usually do it. I'll typically, if I'm on my eating days, I'll take half a scoop of protein, or half a serving, I should say, of protein, and then collagen peptides, half a serving of it, because I do believe that has joint help and hair and nails and stuff like that. bone maybe, but collagen peptides. So half a serving twice a day, morning and then after workout on the days I'm not fasting. And then on the days I'm fasting, I take a whole serving of collagen peptides and protein. So alongside that, every morning and every after workout, I'll have this creatine, which I think is probably the most essential. They've proven it. It's super cheap. I was buying like fancy. I was buying Momentum, creatine. It's got to be I just think obviously the studies have shown that there's no point to it. It doesn't really add a lot of value to take creatine monohydrate. This one is the like ultra fine, so it just sort of mixes better. But I just dump a scoop in my mouth because I'm tired of it being on the glass and having to put water in, shake it, drink it, water, shake it. I feel like that's stupid. I'm just going to put it in my mouth and drink water after it. So when on my intermittent fast days, I'll just do a scoop in the mouth in the morning with water. And then after the workout, I'm doing some protein, collagen, and a scoop of creatine. So all that together, the total cost of 2 servings of creatine, 1 serving of protein, 1 serving of collagen peptides per day is $1.71, whether I split it up in halves or whether I take the whole thing. So the total cost pre-workout is about $1.20, daily vitamins $2, and protein supplement to my diet and collagen and creatine is $1.71. So the total cost is about $4.90 a day. That's a lot. Now I'm taking in some sort of food replacement stuff, and I do think that the pre-workout makes a difference, but maybe I could just take caffeine pills. Caffeine pills are 7 cents for 200 milligrams. That's a healthy amount. Not gonna go wrong there for 7 cents. So I'm evaluating all this. So have you gone through this evaluation? What do you think about that? What do you think of $5 a day? And the collection, that's basically $149 a month. I can't remember if I multiplied times 30.5 or 30, but the exact was $149 a month, and it's down from like $250 or $230. I cut out a lot of stuff. So I spent $149. Is it worth it? I don't know. And so I might cut some of these things out. I've already shrunken it down, but I just wanted to share because I really want to have a community discussion. I'm going to probably start sort of like a series of vlog type stuff as sort of considering different things, just to sort of get into discussion of like those who were into fitness that follow some science trends, that try to look at things that might have contributable actual value versus minuscule actual value, and work together to figure out the best. And I'm wearing this Whoop shirt. I forgot to mention that in the beginning because I bought it to test it in this little bundle package, and I'm forcing myself to wear it, but I don't like it. I don't like the Whoop shirt because I just think like you wear a bicep band, you wear a wristband, stick to that. This is just too much extra stuff unless you really want like to pimp the name of Whoop. But anyway, that's my full supplement list, what I take on a daily basis and how I take it and how I approach it and what I think about it and what I think the value is. Please tell me your thoughts. Give me some feedback. It's the Figure Hunter. Thanks so much for watching.